Yeah, hi there. These comments are for 6134, and this is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer of the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT, and I'm also your English 106 instructor at California State University, San Bernardino. So, I'm going to call you CR. I just went through your project, and unfortunately, and I don't see how you didn't get this fleshed out in the workshops, but you only have one part of the writing assignment. So something kind of fell through the cracks during our workshops with you. Either you showed up without a paper, you weren't prepared, you didn't get the right comments, but there's 3 parts of the writing assignment. We have part 1, which you didn't do. We have part 3, which you didn't do, but you did do part 2, all right? Now, having said that, you can't really pass the essay, or you can't pass this assignment without doing all 3 parts. That's important, because I consider the other 2 parts also pretty important to the assignment. But let's take a look at your critique. So your critique, I think, in your first paragraph, you have a good introduction along with your thesis. You explain what the purpose of the book is and what the writer is trying to do. Your next paragraph, you talk about the organization or structure. You say it had a pattern that gave the story a back and forth perception as if the readers, I would say here, were traveling from his afterlife experience. And then he gives background, he provides examples, he mentions. Now here's the thing though. If he does this back and forth perception, you're kind of talking about the structure of the book. Do you think it's effective? You're explaining what he's doing, but you're not really commenting on whether or not you think it's effective. So I do want argument here, not just explanation. In fact, I would rather you argue a lot more than just simply explain, because that's really the purpose of an evaluation of a book, is to present reasons why you like or dislike the book, and then back up those reasons with support, with analysis, with evidence from the book to help back up your evaluation. Okay, your next paragraph, you say, Dr. Alexander did an exceptional job remembering and describing the afterlife. He knew that he could not explain it exactly as if he was feeling, but he did compare it to everyday life occurrences. Now this was good. I like this. This paragraph is pretty strong. So I think this, if I go to your paragraph 3 is a little bit weak in terms of evaluating his ideas, but paragraph 4 I think is much better. You get to the 5th paragraph. The same detail that he used to describe his understanding of the afterlife, he used to describe his profession and his interest in the human brain. The result of this list of possible neurological attacks made those chapters seem conceptually dense for the non-medical reader. Now, you might want to use, it looks like paragraph 4 and 5 is different in terms of what you're trying to do. Paragraph 4, you're explaining more of the positive aspects of the book. Paragraph 5, you're getting into the negative, some of the problems of the book. So you might use a word like on the other hand or however in the beginning of that paragraph to show that this part of your evaluation will be different from what came before it. So always consider, how you can use those little words in there to help show the differences in the relationship among your ideas. But I like the paragraph, by the way. It's kind of like the counter argument, right? Your 6th paragraph, you say for his background, he was not a very religious person and was an adopted child. As he stated before, he was a man of science and would need hard evidence in order to believe in something as unexplainable as God. You say his experience, after his experience, his opinion changed and wrote the book as a testimony. Now here, there's not enough evaluation in chapter 6. You have to do a little bit better with doing your evaluation. So he's not a religious person, was an adopted child. That's information. That belongs more in a detail in that body paragraph, but not as a topic sentence. So I'm not sure that works well because it doesn't really make any kind of an argument about the book. Okay, paragraph 7, you say, as a neurosurgeon, he knows just about everything having to do about the brain, and if something shuts down, like when he went into his coma, he knows what goes inactive with it. For example, it's this one you're kind of trying to figure out how his scientific qualifications allow him to write the book, but I don't think you have really made the point effectively here. I think paragraph 7, you want to work a little bit more on that. Because your paragraphs are more, another reason why the writer is qualified to write the book, or another reason why this book is effective to its audience is, if you create topic sentences like that, you're framing it as an evaluation, right? And then it's much easier to back up and prove what you're saying, and it gives you the tone you're looking for. It's more of an argumentative tone. So, paragraph 8, you say, one thing that stood out to me as a reader was his prologue. These introductory few pages gave a different insight into the doctor's life. You say at the very end, I found this to be a great way to connect those two experiences. So you talk about some of the things that he mentions in the beginning of the book and why you think that's effective in helping connect these things to the purpose of his book. So I think that was pretty good. And you have a conclusion. So the review itself, as I said, you actually, you could do a little bit better in certain body paragraphs there. So if I look at the totality of the project, right, I mean, it's really difficult for you. It is addresses a topic but may slight some aspects of the task, distorts or neglects aspects of the task. I mean, you didn't even do part 1. You didn't do part 3. So you basically did 1 out of 3 of the parts of the writing assignment. So I'm going to give you a score here of 63 out of 100. So you are simply missing 2 important parts of the writing assignment, and you can even do some restructuring with the part that you turned in. So what do? A, nothing. Or B, if you want to rewrite this paper, you can consider some of my suggestions. You have 7 days to submit a rewrite of this particular paper. So the 7 days begins when I hand it back. Now, if you think you can make it better, I want you to include a cover letter or just a short, maybe a page that explains what changes you made to your project and why. And then you can turn in 7 days. In 7 days, you can turn in your final draft that I'm seeing now, along with your revision, and with an explanation of how you think you're making it better than what this is. All right, so your grade here is 63% out of 100. All right, thank you.